Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Popeye Sunday night, September 20th, 2020. And wow, let me tell you, and I'm sure you've heard by now with the death of Ruth Gator, RGB, Ruth Gator Ginsburg, uh, that this has happened 29 times before in the country's history. And all 29 presidents that had this situation put forward a new Supreme Court justice, regardless that an election was going on. And so, what's the difference now? Donald Trump. Now, the left is going into total meltdown, total meltdown. And I promise you, they are making threats. Matter of fact, as I heard it right off the bat this morning, we have politicians, we have movie stars, we have everybody else. Mark Levin likes to call them reprobates. And if you look that up, it's unprincipled people, useful idiots. And so they're making threats. Everybody's saying, well, if we can't get our way, we'll burn it down. We will burn it down. Now, just think, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would you think Democrats would do? That's exactly right. They would do it in a heartbeat. Same thing. But I really don't like people making threats, because they're not only making threats to Donald Trump, they're making threats to you and I, every American citizen out there that does not agree with them, and many of them that do agree with them. That's where we're at. That's where they're at. And I've had it with this bullshit of making threats. Of making threats against the American people, making threats that they're going to gum up the works. That's what they've been doing for 4 years. You can't name a damn thing that they've done that benefits this country over the last 4 years. All they've done is throw a monkey wrench into everything, and that's what they're trying to do with this election. And I promise you, they're going to come unhinged when Donald Trump wins, because the American people have had it. Have had it. And so have I. And so have I. I will do everything within my power to make sure that Donald Trump is reelected, and that I can get people to vote for everybody that has an R beside their name. But I know I don't like them all. I don't like them all, but I see the alternative. I see the alternative. Now, if those damn people think that they're going to come and burn cities down, that they're going to gum up the works, that they're going to get away with lie after lie after lie after lie, day after day after day. I mean, we've already seen over the past 4 years what they are. What they are. And somehow, they're able to get people to come to their side. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I'm not gonna put up with that mess of being threatened by people on the left. Now, it doesn't matter what color you are, but it does matter that these organizations that are out there rioting and doing this stuff every night. Let me tell you, I watched the other night. I spent about 3 o'clock in the morning watching the Antifa types around the nation, and and now many of them are they're dressed up like their media. Oh yeah, they'll have press on the side of their hats. Yeah, they'll have that stuff. Yeah, they'll have big cameras and everything, and looking like they're media, but they're not. They're just Antifa types. They're there to film or video live what's going on. And I tell you, it's silly as hell what's going on right now. For the most part, they quit burning. They quit looting, at least right now. But what we have now is politicians and the Hollywood reprobates and others calling for all-out war. Burn it down. Burn it down. Now, it remains to be seen if that's going to happen. If it is, let me tell you, the American people are not going to put up with it. They're going to ask that it be stopped. And there's where you're going to lose freedoms. There, because the people will exchange their freedoms for security. And as we all know, all this, the mail-in ballots, all that crap, that's nothing but trying to gum up the works. If you care about your votes, if you care about your vote being counted, don't mail it in. You go down there and you do your vote yourself. And that doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, whatever, no matter what color you might be, you go vote yourself, regardless of any damn pandemic or anything else that's going on. And and that right there too is a bunch of bullshit where they're keeping people locked down, trying to scare everybody to death. Remember, it was George Soros who not long ago in an interview overseas said, hey, when people are scared, when there's chaos, they will do things that are not necessarily good for them. That's what he said. And he said, now is the time to strike. Now is the time to strike. And if you listen to the rhetoric that's going on out there with an open mind, instead of the mind of a left-wing useful idiot, you can see it. You can see it. But right now, let me tell you, RBG, she's in the hands of the Lord. And, I don't think that meeting is going to be good. I just really believe that. Now they're making all kinds of niceties about her, but hey, that's a one evil bitch in my book. And there's the deaths of many, many babies that are on her hands, and others that are going to be facing God too. Just my opinion. Just my opinion as a God-fearing biker. But we'll see what happens going forward. And hey, I did drop by tonight to tell you that OG and I would be on the road this week. Yeah, we've got some business to take care of out in Vegas. We won't be riding bikes. We'll be bringing stuff back with us. So, but we will not miss our podcast. We'll do a podcast from wherever we're at on the road. So, and with everything that's going on, all the threats that are being made, there's plenty to talk about. And I hope with all hopes that the interview with Mark Levin on Fox News this morning, I hope that makes it up on YouTube. If it doesn't, shame on Fox News. Shame on them. People need to hear what he had to say. They need to hear what he had to say. Very important, very eye-opening. It's incredible. It's incredible. We cannot allow ourselves to be threatened by a political party that has turned into a bunch of fucking maniacs. And that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. How do I know? I used to be a Democrat. Matter of fact is, years ago, I was a union organizer. till I figured out everybody was a bunch of lying son of a bitches. So, ever since then, I've watched in horror. When I retired in 2004, I know some of you have heard this story before. That's that's when I started looking around out there and seeing what was going on. Because before that, I'm like everybody else. We were working. We had our nose to the grind. We were making as much money as we can, hoping that we were going to be well off in our retirement, so, not have to worry about anything. I had my nose to the grind like everybody else for 30 something years. And so, that that's life. But I will not put up with being threatened by a freaking politician. And Nancy Pelosi, you've just laid down a challenge to the rest of us. Chuck Schumer, you've laid down a challenge to the rest of us. We're going to make sure you eat freaking crow. And we're going to make sure that you can't throw a fit, and not do nothing for 4 years, for 4 damn years, and then expect to have it your way when you don't get it your way. And really, that's what it's all about. We want the power in spite of whatever you say. It's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. We want the power no matter what you think. We want the power no matter how you vote. We want the power, and by God, we're going to take it. That's what they're telling us. That's what they're telling us. And, man, hey, but the people jumped on the chat line. I have to say hi for a minute. Hello, Ironhead. Steely Dan. Is that the real Steely Dan? Jamon, how you doing? Brain damage. And Big Lock. Yes. Yes, sir. So, man, we'll see. What are they going to burn down? All the Democratic cities? Is that what they're going to burn down? Is that what they're promising? You people that live in those areas, really? You going to let that happen? I think not. I think not. If we got to lead the damn charge, we will. I'm just saying. If we have to form a special page where we can all get together and talk about it, we will. We will. But they have to be taken down a peg or two, and we have to let them know. We have to let them know, hey, this bullshit ain't going to work anymore. It's not going to work anymore. You don't want to come to our cities and threaten us and threaten to burn it down. We're just not going to have it anymore. We're not going to have it anymore. And it's like I said, I'm not in love with every Republican out there, but I'm damn sure not in love with what the other side is saying and threatening. Because like I said before a group today, I was talking about, hey, the people on the left, we're starting to make contact with them, trying to get some biker-related issues through. And because they're getting so much money out of these super PACs, they're not listening to anybody but who's giving them money. They're not listening to a damn thing. But don't you know that's the name of the game? As Donald Trump has interrupted their supply chain. That's really maybe the bottom line to it all. He's interrupted the game they've been playing for decades, enriching themselves at our expense, at the expense of losing jobs, losing manufacturing bases. And, I look back on it for over the years, and, it all started with the textile mills on the Eastern Shore. Those, I think, were the first to get hit. And then we watched all these, the industrial belt get hit. Then automobile manufacturing. How can anybody in their right mind listen to this stuff that's coming out of the left wing groups of this country, who are promising to destroy it again. The new Green Deal is a job killer. Democrats in general are job killers. I've lived it. I've witnessed it all my life. And for the first time, I have a president that's working for me and working for you and not some damn political party. If you look at the people on the left and some on the right, that's all they're doing. And all the fit throwing in the world right now is not going to fix it. It's not going to fix it. So, hey, taking a shot or not taking a shot, that's your privilege, Steely. Oh, yeah. You can't be forced into doing anything you don't want to do. But that's exactly what they've been doing. They've been doing. We still have entire cities shut down. We still have states that are trying to force you into wearing a mask even outside. Let me tell you, we went to our COC meeting today. We had a great time. Not everybody was wearing a mask. Matter of fact, 90% weren't. But it's their right to choose. It's their right to choose. A great day for riding. A great day to be with your brothers and sisters. Just a great day all the way around. And that's what it's all about, everybody. It's about the freedom that this country provides to us, to everybody, Even these people that think they're oppressed, they'll tell you they're a victim of slavery when not a person that's alive has ever been a slave. Victims. And the Democratic Party right now is telling us they're ready to bring in more victims from all around the world. All around the world. They're going to flood this country with illegal immigrants from every part of the world in order to make sure they stay in power. That's what they're telling us. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, we're going to be on the road. And as we, depending on how the internet holds up and cell phone towers are working right, we'll be able to come to you each day and talk to you about things that are going on. Because right now, everything's hot. Everything's hot. They're all making threats. They're going to filibuster. They're going to impeach. They're going to do all this other stuff. You know what? That's what they've been doing. If it hadn't worked in 4 years, how do they think it's going to work now? And everybody's on to it. Really? Really? That's what you got? That's what you got? You're going to drag a bunch of hoes up to make accusations of 25, 30 years ago? I mean, we know the people that need to be investigated and looked at. How about Hunter Biden? How about Biden himself? How about Hillary? There's a bunch of those people that need to be in jail. Hell, heck, can you say Benghazi? What a sorry mess that was. What a sorry mess that was. Hey, I've been ranting for 20 minutes. I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm upset. Like I said, I don't like threats. Even if they're made at Donald Trump, but in reality, they're making threats to us. If we don't get our way, we're going to throw a fucking fit and we're going to burn it down. We're going to burn it down, is what they're saying. I'm here to say, by God, you're not. And what you're headed for is jail and a long time in jail. And I do believe these politicians that are inciting these riots and stuff should be in jail themselves. And that piece of shit called the FBI better start doing some work instead of being part of the deep state. I'm just saying. Yeah, Trump says he's gonna select a woman. I guess that's fair, Hey, trade a woman for a woman. But how about a woman that's got some common sense? How about a woman that's not going to work to kill black babies? How about a woman that's going to support our Second Amendment? How about a woman that's going to support our Constitution? How about that? So let's work it, brothers and sisters. Let's work it. Let's work it. I wish we had more than two choices, but we don't. It is what it is right now. We have to work within the system that we've got. Now, if we want to change it, let me tell you, we can work to change it. That's going to take a lot of work and probably many years. Many years. So I do believe right now there are no undecideds. You have to be a fool right now to not have made up your mind and know what's at stake. And know what's at stake. And good evening, Whiplash. How are you doing? How are you doing? Glad you made it. But hey, I'll answer a couple of questions. If you got a couple of questions, you guys on the chat line, I'll wait for them to come up. I can tell you this: we are who sponsors this show is Texas Biker Radio. It's Texas. Who sponsors Texas Biker Radio is Sons of Liberty Riders MC. We built this studio here with our own hands, and it's the work of love. We've been doing these podcasts for about 7 years now, OG and I, and we don't make a pitch. We don't try to sell you a coffee cup, a T-shirt, or anything. That stuff is available, but we don't pitch it. We don't pitch it. We're not here to sell you something. We're here to give you our opinion on what's going on. And we do get involved in political campaigns, and we do get involved in the state legislature. We get involved in that on motorcycle issues like motorcycle profiling, gang databases, and stuff like that. Helmet laws, stuff like that. But in Texas, wearing a helmet is a choice. And we feel that's a good thing. That's the right thing. It's kind of like wearing a mask. It should be your choice. It's kind of like a vaccine. It should be your choice. Nobody's made to go get his flu shot. And it kills a lot of people each year. Nobody does. But I mean, it's hey, I do encourage you if Mark Levin's show tonight is anything like what he had to say this morning on Fox and Friends, wow, let me tell you, watch it. There's also a guy, Tim Cast. Check out what he had to say today about the meltdown that's going on with the far left, the Pelosi's and that bunch, and the total threats they're making, the fits they're throwing about Donald Trump nominating a Supreme Court justice. Take a look at that. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting that that Democrats cannot do things that are good for the country. Couldn't come to the table to make a a new deal for to give people that are out of work, people that may be sick, they give them some more money. Couldn't come to an agreement. Didn't want to come to agreement. Let me tell you, Nancy Pelosi will not come to the table and make an agreement. No way, no how, no way. She's going to give what she perceives as a victory for Donald Trump. And it would be a victory for the American people if they had some new stimulus money. It would be a victory for them, not a victory for Donald Trump. But now there's no way that now Nancy Pelosi is going to agree to that. They're just not going to do it. They want you to suffer. You people that are in these Democratic cities with everything that is still closed down, they want you to suffer because they think it works for them politically. In Texas, I promise you, Texas is open regardless of what's going on with the virus, and people are making a living, a living. And that's what it's all about. You've got to be able to take care of yourself and your family. You can't have them destroy your business. You can't. And let me tell you, every bit of this, it benefits big corporations. Big corporations. The little guy gets fucked while big corporations have their way. And yeah, they're selling Chinese goods left and right. Hello, the Waltons. Hello, Walmart. That's what's going on. And let me tell you, Democrats are linked at the hip with them. Not only big corporations, but the Chinese government. They're connected to the hip. They want to keep it going because they're getting filthy freaking rich. They could give a damn about the rest of us. Could tell us to go to hell, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Well, like I said, we're going to be on the road. Everybody, this week, have a great week. If you've already made up your mind about who you're going to vote for, turn that shit off. Turn it off. But most of all, let the Democrats know we've had it. We're not going to put up with any more of their shit. Flood their switchboards, do whatever you got to do, go out and join a Trump train, whatever. Do something. Do something. But turn off the NFL. Turn off your freaking television. Let me tell you, I watched YouTube last night on a deal about, and I'll post a link in texasbikerradio.org. There's a deal there about racing motorcycles built in the 1900s. Interesting show. Something to watch other than the bullshit you're seeing on television, other than the bullshit news you're seeing. Like CNN, who's having a meltdown also. Oh, yeah. 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 And I agree with you, Big Luck. It's not all personal. They're just fighting for their lives and individual desires. There you go. Okay, I agree with that. If America stops buying and selling China's goods, China will stop its protection over America. There you go. There you go. I don't know what protection we're getting out of them, but hey, I know they're getting a lot of money out of them. I know that much. Hunter Biden, can you say that? Yeah. Everybody, we're going to be on the road. We'll be in contact with you. Have a great evening and ride safe, everybody. Ride safe.